Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Pham Thi Kieu Oanh. I would like to start my presentations with a story. I currently live in Ho Chi Minh City, and my mother currently lives in Huế. Every night, I always have a calling with her, and just last week, I called her and I asked her very random questions. Mom, how's the weather in Huế today? And she gave me a heavy sigh. She said, mưa nữa rồi, trời ở đây con cũng biết mà. It's heavily raining in Huế. And you know, in Huế, in our communities, every rainy seasons, on the road, the water turns into the rivers and the damages our schools, our livelihoods. But witness this type of experience, it teaches me something more profoundly. That is the challenge of nature we face. But there also another storm I would like to deliver to our state today. That is the challenge of education I and with my peers when I live in Huế. I live with my grandparents. It's a very small rural town in Thừa Thiên Huế province. And you know, in my communities, if you're lucky, you live in the somehow wealthy family, you can have the internet in your house. Otherwise, it's really hard, it's really challenging to take the internet to your family. And it was in that time. I don't have any computer, I don't have any internet in my house. I always ask for the internet from my neighbor. And this become the challenge for me to access to the equal education and the opportunities for me to learn and to expect to the foreign opportunities. The experience, I think, is not just the challenge we face about nature. It's not just about the social change, but also somehow about the sustainable conditions I would like to consider. And for the Huế people, you know, Huế people is well known for poor, but we well known for our kindness as well. We have the sentence in Vietnamese, nghèo mà thích làm phước. Although we experience many challenges in our life, but we all would like to give back something to our communities, and we're living in that communities. It teaches me something about the will of the steel. What is the will of the steel? Although I was growing up in a very challenging communities, but it set in me the question, how I would like to share and how I would like to give back to my communities. It's not just in Huế, but other communities in Vietnam who experience the same challenges like I used to witness when I was in my childhood. And I left my hometown when I was 18, and I have a very meaningful experience I would like to show you now. This is my class in Hà Giang, and I teach for my children. No, not my children, my students. They are the ethnic students in Hà Giang, and they didn't speak Vietnamese as their first language. But the challenge here, they didn't know English at the same time. But their challenge is how they can learn English, but at the same time, they can still keep their original culture. Sorry, because of the sound louding. So, when I teach for my students, I realized something new in me about sustainability. In my every class, they came to my school and they trekking for many hours to just reach a one room, like very small school classroom. And their classroom, somehow it's just the kitchen in that school. But it's wondering in me the questions of why they need to come to the school, though like many challenges of them. And I have the answer. Like our topic today, they come because they dream. And I know their dream is somehow related to me. It's about sustainability. It's about the relationship between environmental issues and social change. That is the concept about sustainability I would like to deliver now. So we often think about sustainability is about environment, it's about the environmental issues. But sustainable intelligence is the concepts of environmental, economic, and social at the same time. That is three combinations of challenges we need to deliver. It's not just the role of the individuals or the governments. It's not the separate roles, but it's the combination we need to do together. And this become my passion and my interest. So the experience I have in Huế and from the volunteers in Hà Giang, I would like to commit to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals number 10 and number 13. So the United Nations number 10 is told about the climate action, and our role is how to integrate the number 10. We deal with the number 10, but at the same time, we deal and we can solve the number 30 to reduce the inequalities for our communities. And I believe if educational institution, we have the right policy to the challenge to our young generation, to our students today, we can deal with that. And according to many research I found out, so the countries and their communities who focus more on equal qualities can create more eco-friendly efforts and eco-friendly policies for that communities. When I make some research on around the world about how the educational institutions all around the world, they are doing very well in sustainability and how they can at the same time deal with the environmental challenges and social challenges. We have the green schools in Bali, Indonesia. This is the inspirational learning that integrates sustainability into their core. I believe as a young student, I believe educational universities, our missions, our visions, is not just leave the student with the knowledge. Because we can get knowledge nowadays, we have knowledge from internet, from everywhere. But the thing, the university to teach our students is the mindset, is the dedication, how to be the active participant to our communities. And this is the really good example. Bali, Indonesia universities, Netherlands, Canada, Europeans are doing very well in this type of examples. And also how they can integrate its technology like the gamifications into the sustainability efforts. And during my experience, I with my teammates were inspired by these models, and we create the business idea called V-Lagon. So what is V-Lagon? Nowadays, we use many fashionable items and products, right? So with this idea, I came up with the idea how we can replace the traditional leather into the plant-based leather. How we can consume less meat and dairy products into the friendly and sustainable materials. And with V-Lagon, we aim to create the dragon fruit skin bath to replace the traditional leather, to change and to create the generation's green, and how to train the customer shopping habits in Vietnam. And I believe I could don't have a type of idea if I don't put myself in the diverse culture into the educational experience and green events. I joined Greenwich Vietnam and many events. So I believe education for sustainable development can do and can contribute very well in this problem, with these challenges. Also, globally, you know, when the educational university, they invest in this industry, ESG, we can create trillions in benefits globally. And when we invest in ESGs, maybe you can't imagine, but it can indirectly contribute to reduce our carbon dioxide by 30% in just a decade. And also, it make me more curious about the benefits of ESG. I found out how the ESG can do and can have the practical application for students. So, like the example I gave from the Bali universities or about the gamification university programs. So, with the service learning programs, that would be our beneficial solution. So here, what is the service learning programs? With the service learning programs, now the role of the university and educational institution, we are not just force and give our students a knowledge, a lessons, a course, a schoolwork, an assignment. Now, their role needs to transfer the student how they can join and involve in the community activities, community service. So, for example, I think this is the very wrong assumptions of many Vietnamese now. We would like to join in the charity activities because we think when we do that, we give our people, that community something. But for me, it's not like that. When you do the communities, when you do the charity projects, you receive something from them. You get the knowledge from them and the sharing, the understanding about that communities and how to deal with their challenge in their community, how to get their communities. So, how service learning programs can do the very practical stage now. Could I light the spot from today? From all my experience, I would like, after leaving our room today, you just need to remember three things. You don't need to remember too much, just three things. So, the first, the model I would like to give you is the model called A. I just created some days ago, but I hope you can easily get it. A. Our granted students, this is the model for you to start your sustainability journey. First one, explore and put yourselves in as many diverse cultures as you can. I put myself from Huế to Hà Giang and to global experience, and I believe because of that experience, it shaped me who I am today and how I can have the innovative sustainable branches to contribute for our Vietnamese communities. And during that experience, you need to ask yourself, so in that community, what are the problems they are facing? In that country, for example, you join in the Green Economy Forum, you need to ask, so how I can see my community issue in that community? And that is the second question. You need to identify the main sustainability issue in your subject area and your communities. Maybe you are majoring in computing, maybe you are majoring in marketing or communications. Some will major in computing, and some maybe will in digital design. But with each majors and which is your expertise, you can contribute by your own way. You can create a sustainable or green exhibition to contribute to this, and how we can contribute for the disadvantaged area, but not give them the feeling of I owe you something. And the next question is, From the diverse cultures and from the local communities, you already figure out how you can innovate the intersection between them. That is the intersections I learned from my favorite book, because the sustainabilities can solve it just like in the separate way. Like, okay, so now the fashion have this problem, you need to deal with that. From the agricultural industry, you just need to deal with that. No, we need to find the intersection from between the fashion issues and the agricultural issue, and that's how we can do it and make it better in the shortest way, and how to see the value of communities in the sustainability. Yeah, that is the A model I would like you to remember and take away from my present 2 days. And as a person, I'm really interested and I believe in the power of education. I hope and believe we are here today. You are the teachers, we are the students. We can do this together by the service learning programs. It's not just the individual roles of anyone. We will do it together from the lecturers, from the students, from the Greenwich, and from the responsibilities of the NGO business at the same time. Further afraid of we will be the last generation on the planet, but our environmental issue and challenges. I believe we will be the first generation to be sustainable by our A model. Put yourself in the diverse culture, identify your local issues, and the last one, innovate the intersections. Let's be the change you would like to see in the world. Thank you.